Center square, duelist bosses.
What do we got?
Duelist bosses.
Okay. So fairly early square,
Yeah, not bad, not
but
bad.
not really like an easy square, I would say. Plus, it's like you got to choose. This is one where because you have choices on which duelists you're going for, you have to consider how the synergies play into it with the other bosses here.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. We do have
Consumable only.
not a lot of early squares here. You have Godric's Great Ruin, I guess, too. You could do a little bit of a incant only Godric if you have a good starting class for that, anyways. Oh, looks like the contestants are frozen here. Hold on a second.
Everybody panic. Somebody unfreeze them.
Let me unfreeze them real quick. I don't know why that's happening lately, but hey, we're good. All right, cool. They are back and ready to rumble. Looks like CBD is hovering, whatever. Confessor here has got a blacksmith hammer and what is that? What is that?
I can't tell what that is.
Oh, it's the shodel.
Oh, okay.
You just see the handle, like some weapons, dude.
Yeah, it's impossible to tell what that is at a glance.
So goofy, very goofy. But let's see what they kind of go for. Honestly, I might eyeball an incantations class if I could.
Greatsword that I saw on Aggie's side over there. I don't remember which class. Oh. Would you look at that? That is the Ruins Greatsword.
Yeah. Not bad. Raptor Talons, that wouldn't be bad either for early on. Nice little bleed.
We don't have any fist or claws square, do we?
No, we do not.
I don't think so.
We do have two remembered squares on the same line here, though, the diagonal. So that's going to be interesting if someone tries to maybe go for that sneaky diagonal here.
That diagonal is going to be harder to go for. You'd have to do Godric Renala or Godric Radon. Can't knock them out on the same boss.
Yep. But the thing is that's nice in this case is if you go for consumables and then you maybe sneak these two, by sneak it's in quotations sneak, but still it's still kind of go for these two. You have a decent line to kind of force onto the enemy player here, trying to go for Magnus, which we both know is a bit of a devastating NPC to deal with.
Yeah, I mean it's very hit or miss. He either ruins your day or you get lucky and knock him out.
Yeah, exactly. And with 25 seconds left here, it looks like both of them are actually going to go for the Heroes class, which has the Royals Greatsword?
Royal Great. It's the Blythe one.
Yeah, I don't know if Royal, is it just Royal Greatsword?
I think it's Royal Great. Yes, sure. That one. And it's got the Wing of Estelle. Is that what that is?
Yep. Decent
People
stats
like the Wing of Estelle.
It's good. It's really good. It's actually really, really powerful, I would say. And here we go. Both of them going into the match now.
Time has officially begun. Here we go.
Beepus Bongus, Bingus Bongus.
All right, Dom, looking at this board, where are you going first?
Consumables. I think I would rush that, especially with their starting classes having 13 decks. They can easily go for throwing knives here, and with the 40 throwing knives, they can kill both 100%. That's what I would go for. I would rush that. Try to at least get some presence on the board.
You definitely could do that, but the alternative would be potentially, letting the opponent go for the consumables while you get a head start on duelists, and then you snag that center square, which is good for a block on the diagonal bottom left, top right, and then also starting threats on 3 other lines potentially. So there's some potential there for some mind games for sure.
Oh, 100%. Also, Aggie being a huge fan of cracked pots and ritual pots, he might actually eyeball this whole road too potentially, even though it has Valiant Gargs on it. Maybe creating some pressure with consumables might not be a bad idea. And he's pretty comfortable with BBK from what I've seen.
Yeah, he's been very clean at BBK from what I've seen.
Let's see here. It looks like that CBD just got rid of both weapons and is just currently running barehanded. I wonder if he's just trying to see if maybe he can get a better weapon for early on, because I think both weapons you won't be able to wield early at all. The stat requirements for Royal Greatsword are pretty high. Wing of Estelle, I think, is decently high too. So maybe getting, at least a short sword or something from the merchants would be nice.
Yeah, it could be he just wants to keep all the armor on and stay as light as he can, so he can, make sure he's mid-rolling or maybe even light rolling. I'm not sure how close they are to light roll with this setup. I'm imagining they're not, but You know, if he's going in for consumables only, then he wants all the armor he can get, and he wants, you know, he doesn't want any weapons weighing him down at all.
Yeah. And maybe a first merchant check here, potentially. Let Kale see what... I think he's got 2 weapons that we can look at here. Maybe something
What do we
nice.
got?
Maybe something nice. Oh, he's checking. He's checking. Here we go. What do you got? What do you got? Anything fancy? He's got a broadsword. Okay, he's not grabbing it.
Broadsword's very good with that square off.
Yeah, I would have definitely grabbed that broadsword.
Bronze sword.
The bronze
New
sword,
name.
dude. And that's how it was back in the day. It wasn't like bronze like the first material that people used to like make weapons with or something.
Yes, I'm checking my facts now. Pulled out my history book on metallurgy, and that is actually correct.
As,
It is
the Unga Bunga times was bronze tipped arrows, I believe, or something like that.
100% accurate. That's absolutely right, Dom. Oh, it looks like Aggie's getting into this cave first, so he's gonna have a little bit of a head start here
Yep.
on the Bofa, and they are both trying to rush it.
This is going to be a quick... I think after this race, though, it's going to turn into them splitting into different routes. Sometimes you
Yeah,
have
for
boards
sure.
where there's like a square back-to-back where you're just chasing each other. In this case, I think this is the only race that's going to happen early on, and then it's going to be a bit of a split off for a good 30-40 minutes where they do their own thing and figure out like what the best pathing is for them and weapon choices and stuff.
Yeah, we could see a little duelist race, perhaps, because that center square is so powerful. We'll have to see what happens.
Nice damage here from Aggie, by the way. Did miss a couple. Has to make sure he gets those headshots. CBD
Looks like CBD might be catching up a little bit on the damage here.
Yep. CBD
Oh, it's going to be close.
Ooh. Getting a lot of headshots on CBD's end here. Those headshots are like really useful. This is really close
Oh my
here.
god, this is insane.
CBD got it first.
Oh my god.
Oh, Aggie marks it
And he
first.
No! Oh my okay.
Oh!
The text showed up at the exact same time.
That was insane. Okay, well that was
is
way
one of the
closer than
tightest
I expected.
races for a square I've ever seen.
Jesus, that gives me, vibes from last season between you and Chris for the Bellbearing Hunters. That was just as close.
My god.
That was
That
actually
was very
nuts.
spicy. All right. Aggie pulling out with an early advantage here. It looks like CBD is going to be going for Soldier of Godric.
That was so close. Holy. I did not expect that, especially for how early Aggie got in. That was like at least 5 seconds, maybe even more.
That's about as close as it gets.
Yeah. That was insanely close. Kind of reminds me of, I think it was you versus Dino, where there was the duping remembrance, and he couldn't find the square, and so then you got it before him because he couldn't see the square on the board. Then you marked it. He was like, "No, what happened?"
Yeah. And that's one of the most stressful things as a player is just remembering where your lines are and where your squares are.
Yeah. 100%.
It's hard because playing the game on its own is hard enough and trying to play well, but it also keeping a mental map of the board and what's going on, it's terrifying, and it's very mentally taxing over the couple hours that they're in this match.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't think some people realize how mentally exhausting bingo is. You could play like one game of bingo, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna take a nap or something.
Yeah.
I gotta get something going. 2 caves, though, now for CBD. Really, really nice. Use the extra throwing knives that he had to go kill Soldier of Godric. Really nice
That was
move
a really
from
nice
him.
play.
Yeah, 100%. Nice little pivot there for sure. Taking that loss of consumables and just taking it to a new square, I think, is a great idea here.
Yeah, it blocks the threat on column 4 there as well. It's very nice.
Yep, 100%. He could, honestly, if he goes for Godric now, he could have a little bit of a force here, which is row 5, getting that incants only Godric, a little 2-for-1 combo that I kind of marked there. Having then Morgoth's Great Rune and Putrid Crystalline Trio left might not be a bad idea in CBD's case.
Yeah, Morgoth's Great Rune is a tough one because it is so late game. But on the other hand, a lot of times people will go for lines where, there is something super late game, and then they leave it, and they leave it as like a bluff where, the opponent has to think, okay, should I actually try to block that or not? But, the flip side of that, if you want to go like giga mind games, is you do the bluff, the double bluff, where you act as if you're going to bluff a super late game square, but then you just beeline it and you take it, and then that's the win. It's there's a lot of potential here.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think that's like starting to become the bingo meta is committing to your actual line, which sounds very silly, but that seems to be the new tactic nowadays. Is like, hey, I have a line and I'm gonna do it. That's pretty much how that whole conversation is gonna go.
He did the line? Oh my god, he got the bingo.
Yeah.
It's never been done before.
That's kind of crazy. CBD having a little bit of time loss here, by the way, because he actually went straight back for Soldier of Godric to get the 2 caves. He had to run all the way to get Torrent now back from Kale. So that's a little bit of a time sink.
Torrent.
Yeah.
Wonder what he's going for now. Oh, he's checking the greatsword. Okay, that's a good call. There's a lot of great, like really good greatswords in this game.
Not that one.
Not that one.
Not that one.
That is maybe the worst greatsword.
Yeah. Absolutely
Could
terrible.
Be. We hate to see holy damage.
A little bit of a spear check. This is a tree spear that he was able to grab. Not a bad weapon. Not bad.
Tree spear is interesting for sure. Tree spear. So does this one? It buffs your. It's kind of like a golden vow type thing, but it's like a weapon buff.
It's a I think called Sacred Order. I think is what the tree spear has.
Okay.
There's also an incant that, there's an Ash of War Sacred Order that you get actually from the Knight's Cav in Altus. So pretty much it's kind of like Golden Vow to a degree. But also like the requirements aren't bad on it. I think it's just strength and dex to wield the tree spear. I don't think you need any faith.
Oh, nice.
To my
yeah, and
understanding.
those will transfer onto any other weapon you find too. So, well, not any, but on most of the other good weapons in the game, strength and dex is really what you're looking for.
It does have faith. Never mind then. Yeah, maybe a little bit of faith. Also, freezing again.
Unfortunate.
What is going on? What in the hell? Okay, there we go.
Everything is fine. Nobody panic.
Dude, I don't know what's the first 2 weeks of doing this, it was fine. And now last week and this week, for some reason, it freezes up from time to time. And I'm not sure why that's happening.
The beauty of technology.
Yeah, feels like it.
Sometimes it do be working, and the other time it doesn't be working.
It do be, and sometimes it don't be.
Very true.
Wise words. So,
Couldn't
Sun
have said it
Tzu,
better
Art of
myself.
War. Let's see. Nice little drop down here from Aggie, grabbing the sleep pot recipe.
Could be useful. I wonder where he plans on using that. Could just be that he wants to pick up these souls and wants to pick up the physic as well, and he's decided that that's just a convenient thing to pick up along the way.
It is a little bit of money. It's 6 and 4 4s. What is that? Like 3,000, 4,000? That's not too bad.
We see CBD is checking a twin blade check here. Is that what this is? Or is he going for rat? No, what is this? This is twin blade?
Yep, twin blade check. This is
What
where you
kind of
get
twin
the
blade
Oh, sorry.
is what you would be looking. Oh, is this where you would be looking for
God's
Black
Gun.
Flame?
Yep.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep. I've gotten it twice there before, so it's definitely a really, really good check.
Good
Also,
for a Grail kill.
Yep. It's very, very solid for sure. We don't even have Grail on the board though, do we?
I don't think we do, but it's not a bad thing to go for anyways because it's a pretty quick kill.
Yeah.
And if you just want the extra runes, it's good if you have a stat square, 30 faith, 30 int somewhere. Or if you just want to be a little stronger for some of your harder fights.
I mean, the board is mid to late gamey, I would say, for sure.
Yeah.
You've got Gold
There are
Free.
a lot of late squares here.
You've got 4 Remembrances. You've got BBK. You've got Valiant Gargoyles. You've got Morgoth's Great
Tree
Rune.
Sentinel Duo.
Yeah, you've got some late stuff here. Definitely worth prepping, I would say, or at least having a little bit of extra levels in your pocket.
Yeah, there don't seem to be too many just quick squares here at all. You could maybe do row 4 is like not super. I mean, it is still kind of slow, honestly.
Yeah. Tree Sentinel kind of makes it pretty slow, I would say.
This is a tough board to strategize, I feel like.
It's not very straightforward. Although, I still think row 5 would be really nice to kind of push, if I'm being honest. If I were playing on this and I would have that square that CBD has, I would 100% go for incant only on Godric. At least check Korhin, see what he has, because no one's been to round table yet. Check what he has for options, and if he's got a good option, I'm forcing that very quickly here. At least having, some kind of row pressure helps a lot to kind of mess with your opponent,
CBD is having a little trouble on the Celia skip here.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating. I hate that.
While Aggie's fighting Margit the Fell Omen. Looks like he might be setting up for a Colossal only Remembrance boss here. He might be going for column 5.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of Zweihänder.
Because he could be doing Remembrance boss Colossal only into Godric's Great Rune. Then after that, well, I mean, in order to do that column, he would have to kill Radon to get to the Gargs. So even then, it's gonna be a little bit of a late game type of column there.
Yeah, 100%. And Aggie killing Margit here.
GG.
CBD,
nice fight.
Sadly,
CBD still on Celia skip. Here we go.
Dude, I've been here. I
love when Torrent just decides not to jump a second time. It's the best.
Yeah, just like freezes midair for some reason.
To be honest, I think in a bingo match, I'm just lighting the torch and coming back through the door. I don't know if, because I would go on full tilt here with the Celia skip, honestly.
Yeah, no, 100%. Oh, he does have the okay. No. Okay. Is that okay? Here we go. Okay, saved.
Salvageable. Yeah. Okay. Someone greased up the branch today.
Every single week, man. I don't know who they hired, but someone's constantly going just bunch of magic grease just being thrown on that branch. Ridiculous. All right, Aggie making his way through Stormvale Castle here as well, and I think he's gonna go straight for Godric in this case. Column 5 is good. I think it's a good block because it is a corner square. If you go for Godric's Great Rune in this case, it's gonna block row 5 from CBD, and then also is gonna progress his column 5 too.
At the very least, he's getting a lot of good setup going here with this line. He gets some squares, he gets a lot of runes, so he'll be set for the mid game after this.
And it's going to be really nice to kill Godric because then you can check the Remembrance weapon for that corner square, the inner corner square on the left there. Which is going to be pretty huge too. So he could probably do actually, that's actually not a bad idea. If he goes for Godric and Colossal here, he then can try and see if he can do the Remembrance boss only, and he can do Bernala with that, which is also in the same row on top of that.
There's a lot of synergy between that.
Yeah, have a little bit of a row 4 or column 5 pressure pretty much on this board. That would be not bad at all, creating a lot of pressure for CBD.
That's kind of hard to see coming as well.
Yeah,
it's kind of tough to predict on CBD's end.
It's
gonna be interesting to see how oh no, the ballista incident.
I did a crowd control on this area, by the way, and chat put me into slow motion mode, like hyper slow motion.
It's over.
These guys don't run out of arrows. It's like, I don't know who's supplying. I don't know if they have a dude just constantly running arrows back and forth. They just didn't run out. They shot 100 arrows at me, and it just didn't stop. Also, they're really good at reloading, by the way. It's so fast. How they keep shooting arrows.
The medieval machinery, it would take them a while, but now they got the advanced stuff. They're
advanced
efficient.
Crank, man, just putting those bullets in there. Ridiculous.
All right, he's through.
CBD going for the Knight's Calf cheese.
Okay, some free runes here.
Going for the bridge cheese.
The kukri cheese. That's interesting. He's going for the more RNG variant of the cheese here.
A little bit of Gamba. Well, we like a little Gamba.
How many tries will it be? Oh, try number 1.
Oh, but he did get hit. He was too far to the left there.
And the Knight's Calf didn't die, even though it went over the edge.
Oh, because he got stuck on the cliff.
Yeah.
Well,
that's about as bad as that can go.
Yep, that is wasted good RNG, and then dying on top of that is brutal. And then Melina shows up just to rub some salt into those wounds. That's just terrible.
Yeah, CBD is getting trolled by the game here a little bit today. You got the lubed up Celia skip, you got the troll Knight's Calf, you got the troll Melina.
Did Aggie die again in Stormvale? What's going on?
It looks like he might have. I wonder what he died to.
What
he made it past all the ballistas. What happened?
I'm not sure. Wait, what is going on?
Everything's falling apart.
Yeah, imagine you screw up a cheese on a boss, you die in the process, lose RNG, and then this girl just shows up like, hey, by the way, I have this cool place you can hang out at. It's like, dude,
You want to come to my clubhouse?
yeah, no, go. I'm busy.
I want to kill a guy on a horse.
I need money. I wonder where he's been. Like, I wonder where Aggie has been dying. Like, that's
I wish I had caught the deaths. I didn't see him.
yeah, that's very
Surely
odd.
it won't happen again, though. You know what? I bet he died to birds. I bet it was the birds.
How do you die to birds though? Oh, he's running this way. Oh, I'd never go
Oh,
that
that's a
way.
scary line.
I don't like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the safety quit out. That seems like a good play.
Yep, birds.
CBD is going for the cookery cheese now, looks like.
Yeah, it is safer, but it's so slow. I just hate it. I really do.
Yeah.
I get why people
But,
do
you know,
it, but man,
sometimes slow is fast on
Yeah.
on these matches. I think slow, you know, if you not dying is the fastest thing you can do in this sort of environment here.
yeah.
Got
no.
Aggie coming up on Godric. You think he's gonna go back to round table first, or is he just going straight in? Looks like he's just going straight in.
Going straight in. Let's check him out.
Let's see how the fight goes.
Check out the fight. Not Aggie. He's a great looking guy though.
Look, to each their own.
There we go. He didn't upgrade at all, right?
Not that I saw. Not unless he went back
Oh my
to
God.
Church of Ella.
That's good damage for +0. It is strength tier though
All
too,
right.
so you gotta keep that in mind.
Zweihander's so good. Mm-hmm. It is +2 apparently. Okay.
Oh, it is +2. I mean the upward cut though is such a good Ash of War. I do think it's a little underrated. It's a little.
So what's the advantage of the uppercut over just like a regular charge R2?
It does do a little bit more damage, and I think also the
Okay.
poise buildup.
Oh, he's doing the bad variation.
I hate that.
All right, no memes. No memes on the tornadoes. Nice. So far, pretty clean fight.
Yeah, not bad at all. Should get a phase 2 here with one more upward cut.
For Godric being such like an early game boss, I feel like we see a lot of fiascos on this fight in Bingo.
Yeah, especially for hitless.
Yeah, every time we see a hitless square, it feels like something goes wrong. Somebody's got to quit out 8 times.
I remember doing a practice match and I got cheesed by the flame bounce so
Yeah.
often. It is ridiculous. I still really want to understand why they made it to where flames bounce off of terrain.
Yeah, they gave it like physics. The hitboxes should not have physics. All right, I'm just gonna look. Call me a hater, but I'm a hater. Good looking
Decent
phase 2.
fight though.
Oh, he gets
Oh, go ahead.
clipped there. He's all right. He's hanging in there. He's got some heals left. I think he's got this. Not that I'm not caster cursing or anything. I would never. That's a Zoodle thing, okay? I don't participate in caster cursing.
Yes.
In fact, whenever I comment on somebody's fights, usually it helps them.
oh, a caster
I have the-
blessing? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I have the caster blessing personally. That's what I have. Like, watch. There's no shot that Aggie dies to this fight at this point. Now that I've like commented on it so much.
I'm hoping that he dies now just for that comment. I just
Dom, that's so unkind of you. Why would you hope that one of your competitors would fail? That's ugh.
Oh, it's
Can you
more or
believe the
less more or
toxicity
less because of you, not because of them. Just I want to see you eat those words because I've tried so often to not curse a player and they still like crumble.
He's gonna avoid this whole attack. It's not gonna hit him. It's totally not gonna cheese him. See, he's fine. He's totally good.
He's got it. He's got no mana.
He's okay.
CBD now on the market fight, by the way, too.
Oh, here we go.
He's got the Uchi.
Is that an Uchi? Oh my God! What is this? Season 1?
He must have gotten that from Round Table.
That's gonna help. That's gonna be a really nice in the early game.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's definitely gonna catch up. Oh.
Caster buff. Let's go.
He definitely is going to be able to catch up with that Uchi for sure on some squares here, especially if Aggie is going to focus on the Zweihander for a while before he swaps to a different weapon.
If he invests in it at all, it's gonna be a little harder. But I mean, to be fair, Zweihander is a very, very, very good weapon. As far as Colossals go, it's very solid.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. And nice Margaret kill here from CBD, by the way, getting into
Not bad.
Stormvale. He does see now that Aggie does have the Colossal Armaments only square, so he could still go for incants if he really wanted to, but he also probably knows that he's behind on restoring Godric's Great Rune. Aggie's not going for it, but
go for incants. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these players, I've noticed very few people will immediately go to activate Godric's Great Rune because it is like what, a 3 or 4 minute time investment. You're not really accomplishing anything other than just getting the square immediately. But I don't know. I feel like players should be going for it more.
I do think so as well. Just because also if you activate Godric's Great Rune, you do get 5 levels per stat. So yeah,
it's like 40, 45 levels total.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
40 free levels, and it will help with, like, especially in a weapon randomizer bingo, it'll help you use the other weapons that you have. So like, there's no reason not to use it. Or rush
I gotta
it.
say, the weapon randomizer on the bingo has been a huge game changer. So major props to everybody that made that possible. That is, it's made this season really awesome.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm really happy that it turned out the way it did, because it's like the fine line of RNG meets skill. You know, it's not too crazy where everything's changed and you like kind of rely on RNG, but is unique enough to where every match is more interesting to watch.
Yeah, it's very in the spirit of bingo because, you know, there's the RNG of the board generation, and then there's the strategy of, you know what squares could show up, and you have your strategies for accomplishing those squares. Actually, it does look like Aggie's going for the immediate Godric's Great Rune activation, which I think is a very good play.
Very good play. Very good play. Yeah, shoutouts to Nord Garen, by the way, for making this mod possible. Thanks to him, we were able to actually make this happen for Season 2.
And watch this. Aggie's going to perfectly dodge the arrow coming in here. I'm calling it right here, right now. Okay, he's waiting for the... Okay, never mind.
I would never try to dodge that. I think you get one shot with that health bar. Like, I'm pretty sure anyways.
So, yeah, I think you're probably right. And CBD has opted to just make his way into Liurnia rather than finishing out Stormvale Castle, which I think is a very fair play here, especially because if he did end up going for that Godric's Great Rune, he would certainly be cut off before he could make it there.
There we go. I just pulled up the map for later.
The map?
The
Pause
map?
chant?
Yo, map? I mean, it's not really useful.
People do love the map.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy how much people like just absolutely love it. I could show it right now.
Oh my god, look at it's there. It's happening. Look at that map. There's a red thingy and a blue thingy. Oh my god. Wow.
And he's not moving.
Look at that elevator action.
Absolutely beautiful.
Incredible. Now, Dom, I've been wondering, what would you say is your favorite square position on the bingo board?
Center. Obviously.
Center?
100% center.
I don't know. I'm more of a row 2, column 3 type of guy myself.
So semi-center?
Yeah, you know, it's just off center. I think it's just it's got a little more character to it. You know?
Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Not as powerful as the center square, maybe, but it's doing all right. It's hanging in there. It's providing pressure. It's like the assist guy for the center square, you know?
That's fair. That's fair.
You can't get a column 3 bingo without
you.
Row 2, column 3. That's how it goes.
By the way, Halberd check from CBD here did not give him the Dragon Halberd this time. It gave him the Loretta's War Sickle. So
interesting.
It is not guaranteed, as people assume.
Oh, people love Dragon Halberd.
Yeah,
and you know it's pretty powerful. It does a really good job.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know. Now that I think about your question, maybe I'll change my answer to a good old row 4, column 2. Wait, what happened?
Row 4, column 2.
Yeah.
Looks like CBD's game crashed. CBD's Elden Ring is absolutely out to get him today.
It be what it be.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
It do what it do.
You know, it definitely do what it do. I couldn't agree with you more there, Dom.
That's a tough one. He is loaded back in, though. Liurnia Lakes. That's like a 15-second time loss. That's not too bad, thankfully.
Yeah, it'll
I don't know
balance
what's
out.
up. Something's up. Every single time Aggie faces someone, the other person has technical issues. I don't know what's going on with that. But hey,
Little sus, don't you think?
little sussy.
Aggie's got some agents inside of CBD's PC right now, sabotaging everything. Check him PC.
He's grabbing smithing stones here. That's interesting. There's no +12 on the board, and my streams are freezing once again.
And now Dom's PC is also being sabotaged. Do Aggie's agents have no sense of decorum here? This is just, hacking everyone.
Ridiculous.
Oh, we got an axe check. Which axe is this? Highland axe. What axe are they looking for? Are they looking for Stormhawk axe?
Yeah,
Most
maybe.
likely. Stormhawk axe is pretty juicy.
Pretty people pog.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
By the way, how do you feel about... So I've had some comments of streamers saying pog, and that it's extremely annoying. How do you feel about pog?
Here's the deal, okay? Saying any emote out loud is cringe, obviously. And you know what, though? Streamers, we are what we are. We are cringe. And so it's in the spirit of being a streamer.
I think it's in our blood at some point, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Trust me, I know all about cringe. I could write a book on it.
And what would you call it?
I call it The Story of Captain Domo.
Oh, wow.
Tales of Cringe. Okay, it's a low blow.
Hey, no, I'll take it. Don't you worry about it. Backpedaling is not allowed on the commentators table here. Oh, did he? I think Aggie, by the way, did get the Godfrey's axe for the remembrance weapon here. So yeah, I think he's considering the whole row 4 that I was talking about of using that versus Renala.
Very interesting. Very interesting. This Renala square, I'm going to say it. I think the Renala square is even more insulting than the Lanciac square.
Yeah. It is.
I'm going to say it. Yeah.
It is.
What, do we have any sort of statistics on the amount of time people have waited for her to summon all 4 different spirits?
That would be a very funny statistic. Like waiting for last summon, just timer. Yeah. I think CBD definitely had it the worst, though, if I'm being honest. In his match, I think like 2 weeks ago, he got 3 wolves, 3 bloodhound knights, 2 trolls, and then he finally got the dragon.
It was devastating. My god.
Long. That was a long fight.
That's brutal. What is CBD's weapon setup right now? Is he sticking with the Uchi? I honestly don't think it would be a bad play. It does look like he's leveling strength though, so
a little bit of strength and a little bit of dex. I think he's going for a little bit of a quality just to make sure that he can cover any weapon that he finds.
It's not a bad play.
Yeah, but still have at least enough to where he can still deal extra damage with the Uchi. Oh, it looks like he's hovering over the Blythe weapon.
Okay.
So he might actually try to move towards that.
Yeah. What's his plan for that, I wonder? Just that it's a solid weapon, good charge R2.
Not too sure. But in this case, also for Aggie, if he just activates Godric's Great Rune, he should have enough levels to wield Godfrey's axe. I believe, anyways. Just has to find a rune arc or buy one from Twins. Either way, that would give him enough stats, I believe. Or at least, I assume so.
Could see some Elden Chad action here.
That Ash of War is terrible. I really don't understand. I really understand the FromSoft balancing team when they're like, you know what? How about we give people the actual weapon of Millennia? It's so cool and unique, but let's make it crap. You know, like it looks cool, but it doesn't do jack. You know, it's just you can't really use it. You can't. It's not super great for PvE in any way.
Look, it's not about being good. It's about sending a message.
What is that message?
The message is that you're a weeb. I think is the technical way to put that. I'm pretty sure.
So it was pretty much pick something else. It's cool, but you're not going to be able to do anything with it, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. That's understandable. Very understandable.
I'm really curious. What is CBD going for here? What is he up to? What's his strat? He's back in Celia.
Imbued
Last
sword
time he was
keys.
here, some fiascos ensued. Yeah, imbued sword keys. Yeah, that makes sense.
But they're not on the board, are they?
No, they're not. Nope, no, they're not.
Oh,
It's a mystery.
one hell of a mystery. Is he? Maybe he's using it for something though. Maybe that's why he's grabbing it, or maybe he misread something.
We don't have grafted scion, do we? I don't believe. No, we don't have grafted scion.
But even then, you get a key at the Tower of Belfries.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, three Crucible Knights seems like a definite play.
But even then, you get one at the Tower of Belfries. So
Yeah. So he must have an idea. He must have a plan for two.
I am confused.
Unless he just forgot that you get one from the Belfry Towers. You could have just forgotten.
Not sure. Aggie making his way through Raya Lucaria.
Making his way downtown, walking fast. On his way to Red Wolf, the doggo.
I always forget the next sentence in that lyric every single time. Walking fast, and then it's just
What?
a pure blank.
What lyric?
The song you just sang. Walking fast.
Does anybody know what he's talking about?
Walking fast. No past.
Base pass, and I'm homebound.
Ah.
And then the next line is da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you know? Monka DMCA. I know my singing is it's that good.
Can you actually are you a good singer, Josh?
I'm a great singer. I just choose not to.
That's fair. I can't sing to save my life. So
I can do a good Johnny Cash.
really, that's cool.
Yeah.
I do like some Johnny Cash, man.
Yeah, Johnny Cash, he's great.
Aggie gonna
And
grab the
speaking of
ritual
Johnny
pot?
Cash, Aggie is in Raya Lucaria.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do something else. Okay.
Yeah, what did you think I was gonna say?
I was like, speaking of Johnny Cash, I don't know, CBD's cashing in all of his runes or something. I don't know.
That would have been so good. Oh my god, that was my
That's
idea.
what I was
just
thinking.
I wanted to let you take the credit for the idea because look, I can't steal a show, you know? It's on twitch.tv/Captain Domo for a reason.
Well, here's the thing. The whole point of me inviting commentators on is for them to steal the show, so that way I can just keep drinking my drink and just sit back.
Oh, I see how it is. I understand.
Yeah, Aggie, by the way, it finally did pop that rune arc, which
Nice.
is good.
That'll help.
Hopefully after Red Wolf, he can actually use the Godfrey Axe here. I do think that row 4 is going to be huge for him. That inner corner square is going to be really, really nice. And he'll have that diagonal too, by the way. So if he does grab this, he'll have row 4, but also the diagonal. So he'll have column 5, diagonal, row 4. Kind of like a Bermuda Triangle kind of making all of CBD's options vanish.
Yeah, absolutely. The definite Bermuda Triangle. I was thinking the exact same words there, for sure. And hopefully we don't see any Red Wolf incidents here. This dog, he has a tendency to be a little bad boy from time to time.
Okay, here's a question that I genuinely have here. This is Radigan's dog, right?
Yeah.
Who taught it magic? Because it wasn't Radigan.
I'm going to expect that, so look, I'm going to hit you with a little lore here, all right, Dom? I don't know if you know this, but this building that Aggie's in right now, it is called Raya Lucaria Academy. Mm-hmm. It's a school where they do magic. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to guess that might have something to do with it.
Okay, and then second follow-up question is, there is a second Red Wolf that also knows magic, but it's stuck in a graveyard in Mount Gelmir. How is there a second dog? Are they twins?
Maybe
is there a Red Wolf mama
taught the magic? Maybe the dog already knew the magic, and the dog started the academy. Dude, I think this is a conspiracy that goes all the way up, all the way to the top. I think so.
In reality, it's actually a Red Wolf that is Elden Lord.
Yeah,
and controls
absolutely
the whole universe. That makes sense. CBD
Elden
going
Dog.
through Precipice, by the way. Very interesting choice. Oh, he is doing the Magma Worm here, which I do think is a good corner square, blocking
Yeah.
the diagonal, and has a little bit of like a couple other options here for rows and columns to pursue. But I'm surprised that he's not. Okay, well, maybe he's going for this as well to kind of have better access for Magnus. That would be an insane block. Magnus would be a really good block here for CBD.
He
for
really
sure.
needs that column 5 threat for sure.
Yeah, if he goes for Magma Worm here, gets Altus access, and then blocks Magnus, this would destroy Aggie's column 5 and his diagonal to where Aggie could still go for row 4 here, but that'd be an insane block by CBD. I think it's kind of what he's planning here.
I mean, it would be a great play. He's gotta apply some counter pressure somewhere.
Yeah.
With Aggie's synergies and what he's got going on here.
And Aggie upgrading that Godfrey's axe to +4, by the way.
Okay.
Gonna
It's a good setup for sure. What kind of Altus pressure do we have here? We have the Tree Sentinel duo. We have Magnus. We have
Goldfree. We've got Morgoth's Great Rune. Bellbearing Hunter, if you want to do that at the Altus Shack, that's an option.
Yeah,
it's a little
true.
bit easier, you know. Hero's
It's
Grave.
not- Oh, okay. So it's kind of like there's a medium amount of Altus, I would say.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Definite
It's not bad.
synergies there.
Also, activating Altus gives you, Valiant Gargoyle access.
Oh, Sacred Flask charges as well. That's a huge one.
Yeah, so I mean that's actually very crucial. And both of them didn't go for Dectus, by the way, either. When Aggie's kind of I guess you could say a Dectus connoisseur. That's like his
Yeah.
favorite transport into Altus is Dectus.
He is an elevator man. I've heard him say this on many occasions. Constantly talking about how much he loves those elevators.
He likes to feel elevated. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very understandable.
Absolutely.
I would like to as well, but it's not everyone's. It's a rich man's game, and everyone gets access to the elevator. So
Yeah, plus, I mean, you get a lot more exercise on the ladders and stuff,
yeah,
It's good for the heart.
that is true. That is very true.
Oh, CBD was in a really awkward position there with that Makar attack because he couldn't strafe around
Very nice
because of the
dodges,
lava.
though.
So he
Very
had to
nice
he had to
play.
actually dodge the slam instead of jump it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was clean.
very nice. He gets Bloodhound. That is
Okay.
juicy.
Okay.
Very juicy. I do think this tells Aggie that he does have Altus access, though. That Magma Worm at 40 minutes normally kind of indicates Precipice rather than the Kaled Magma Worm. So I think this is definitely putting on a little bit of pressure on Aggie, being like, okay, I don't have Altus access yet, but he does. And with that being Bloodhound, that is a really big deal. He could easily +4 Bloodhound now at EG since he does have 31,000 runes. That could
Yeah, I
be
think-
really good.
CBD has a great build to carry him into the mid to late game.
Yeah.
Whereas Aggie definitely has a more mid game setup, I would say. Right
And
now,
this-
at least.
And this is where I was talking about, by the way, where he did level kind of quality, going for 18 dex and then 25 strength. This plays right into Bloodhound. Like, that's exactly what you need anyways to wield that weapon. So I'd pivot off of Blith's Sword immediately and just go for Bloodhound in this case.
Yeah, I wonder if that was a consideration whenever he went for Magma or Makar. If he was like, I know this drops a curved sword, so I'm gonna go for it. Hope that it's Bloodhound's Fang. Because I mean, he's been checking other checks that give the powerful weapons. He checked for Stormhawk Axe. He checked the Greatsword as well. Maybe looking for something like I don't know, Blasphemous Blade or
Yeah.
Death's Poker, perhaps.
Also good options. Very good options. Oh, well, Blasphemous Blade wouldn't be because it's a remembrance weapon, so you would only be able to get that from a remembrance.
Oh, right. Of course, makes
Yeah.
sense.
But still, yeah.
What was I thinking? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Doesn't even know what's going on.
I know. I am washed up at this point.
No, you're fine. It's all good.
Ugh.
Here we go, though.
Zoodle, come back. We need you.
Remembrance weapon now on Renala, by the way.
I was hoping we would see Aggie just like stand in the center of the room and then use the Ash of War on this.
Yeah.
Just kind of blast all of them.
He should definitely be using the Ash of War just once to get the attack boost because it is pretty much like Barbaric Roar.
Oh, no
where
way. It has a buff on it as well.
It does have a buff on it. So the Charizard 2 does suck, but the buff is really, really worth using in this case.
Misses the one cycle.
Regal Roar. So
Unfortunately.
I would definitely use it if I could in this case.
Yeah, just to get off the buff.
Yep. He might actually
One
the
more
phase
student
transition here. Gets lucky with that chandelier. The chandelier actually...
Oh, the chandelier hit the child. Oh, my God.
Classic. Child Protective Services. This is not a livable place for kids.
No. Call OSHA. Call Child Protective Services. Get them all in here. Ryu Lucaria, unsuitable.
Crucible Knight here for CBD, too, by the way. Nice stagger from Aggie on the Godfrey weapon.
That's going to be...
a lot of damage.
That is going to be a... So now he just has to wait.
Yep.
Now CBD dying to the Crucible Knight.
First summon being the Troll.
One down.
You have to pay the Troll toll.
Start your timers. Let's see how long it takes to get all 4. Okay. 1 hit away.
Yeah, he's got to be careful here.
He's prepping her so that as soon as that 4th one comes out, he's going to get the kill.
Bloodhound Knight.
Bloodhound. 2 of 4.
If he's lucky, he'll get Wolves next here. He has to get that attack. Here. He has to have Bloodhound do the flip-flop afterwards. Otherwise, Bloodhound will not go away. I'm not sure
Looks
if
like he's just going for the kill instead.
Yeah.
This one, I feel like he doesn't do the follow-up.
There you go.
Oh, okay, there we go.
He does. You just have to be close enough. Dogs is next. That's good. 3 for 4.
Could go far away and do the Ash of War. Oh, we're not going to see. I just want to see him do the Elden Chad stomp. That's all I want. Is that too much to ask?
It's probably not going to happen. Probably someone in chat was like, don't do the Ash of War. It's terrible. And so he's like, okay.
Unfortunate.
And it's not great, but it does give you the attack damage buff.
Got the full moon coming out.
CBD back in Altus, by the way. Dragon 4 for 4. He can go for the kill.
Wow. That is
very nice.
Pretty unbelievable RNG.
Check Aggie
check him
PC.
4 for 4. That is, I mean, that's as fast as it gets.
That's like Wendy's. Wendy's 4 for 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
Insane. Currently 5 squares to 2.
Casts, 4 summons.
100% accuracy. Very, very nice. Yeah, as CBD going straight to Altus here, I think he is going to go for that good old Magnus. I think that's a good play. I would switch to Bloodhound. He's still carrying that Blythe sword. I really would switch to Bloodhound in this case. But I don't know.
He's got to start going for Bellbearing Hunters.
He's got to go for something. He's got to go for something.
Bellbearing Hunters is gonna stop that row 4 threat right there.
Aggie sticking with the Godfrey axe, by the way. Very interesting, too. He's committing to that weapon. It's not a bad weapon by any means. Is it optimal? No. It's good, though.
It is solid. It gets the job done.
Definitely does.
It does enough damage. It's not one of the weapons that is just like complete trash.
Yeah. No, exactly. Nothing like Ice Rand Hatchet.
Golden Order Greatsword or something like that. Ice Rind Hatchet. I don't understand. Aggie loves the Ice Rind Hatchet.
Yeah.
He swears by it. And it's real bad.
It's not good. It's not good. It is not.
It's god-awful.
Leaf on a stick is just what it is. A leaf on a stick. It is
a leaf on a stick, yeah. Yeah.
He does go for Crucible Knights again. This is so interesting.
He's back in Crucible Knight.
Why is he not going for Magnus? Like, Magnus would be way better block in this case. I think he does see the row 4, and that makes him nervous, so he's going to go for Crucibles instead to block the column 5 and the row 4. But then he still has to go and block that diagonal. But here's actually this actually a really good idea, is that he knows now that Aggie did Godric with Colossal and did Renala with a Remembrance Weapon only. So he would have to do incants on Radahn, which is very, very unlikely. So he can keep that lower corner to himself, kind of in his pocket, and not worry about the diagonal. Go for Crucible Knights. He blocks row 4, column 5. He pretty much dealt with every single bingo line that he has to, and then can take his time with incants only on Remembrance Boss.
Yeah, if CBD gets this Crucible Knight square, then he can kind of start to take his time and maybe play for that column 1, and then if not that, then go for majority. Aggie does have a pretty big advantage here on majority, though, so yeah, it's definitely a concern for CBD right now.
That works! Did you see that?
Yeah, he kicked the shield.
Yeah, I didn't even know that you could do that.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
What a play.
I did not know you could.
I have seen a lot of memes, though, where he goes for that kick, and for whatever reason, Crucible Knight says, no, I'm not going to keep the shield up for the kick, and then he just bodies him. And I imagine that's probably what happened on the previous death. And when CBD's vigor is this low, he doesn't have that much HP to work with.
Yeah.
Any mistake can be super costly.
That's pretty cool. Nice CBD.
He's getting close here.
Yeah.
He's just got to finish it out cleanly. That health is making me so nervous.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is with players. I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
who sent out a memo to the players that you're not supposed to level health, but I do really hope that they do at start, or start 2. Aggie does have the rune arc activated, so there is
helps
that.
a lot.
Looks like he is going for
Aggie
duelists.
activating the Everjail so that he could go in the... Is this the one where you go in the back entrance?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the jail cave
makes
one.
sense. That's cool. That's such a cool like way to get to that boss.
Yeah, it's very odd. I think it's very odd that like you can literally just enter from the back and the game doesn't freak out. It's like, oh yeah, that's normal.
Just treats it as normal.
Yeah, it's just so weird. It is funny though seeing the duelist though because he takes his cape off and then he turns around like, oh, you're over there. You're supposed to be in front of me.
I'm not expecting this.
Yeah.
I gotta. Huh.
Touche, Tarnished. Good old Stormveil here now for CBD.
Yeah, I wonder what he's up to.
He might be going for the Incants book here, or is he going for?
Yeah, he could be doing the incant only kill.
Nope, he's going for the Crucible Knight.
He's going for the. That makes more sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Probably just gonna drop him down the elevator and be on his way.
Yeah.
Cool.
Might be faster just killing. I don't know. The elevator one, like it works, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it depends on your setup. If you have something that can like 2-tap him, then obviously just do that. But I'm not really sure how tanky this one is.
Nice skip here by Aggie. Gets the wall.
Aggie getting that first try is huge.
The wall. What would you call that? Scaling? No. Wall scaling. You scale the wall?
Parkour. The Skyrim strats.
Yeah, hardcore parkour by Aggie. Yeah, duelist being like, hey.
Oh, he's over here.
Yeah. Oh, should get a stagger here with one more jumping. Very nice.
This is probably the kill.
Yeah, it's dead.
Oh my god.
It's close.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
If he would have done the Regal Roar, it would have been dead.
True.
Very nice kill, though. Very nice kill. And Crucible now for CBD. He is going for the elevator cheese here, it looks like. Going up the staircase.
It's honestly just the safest.
Yeah.
And, safe is fast. Okay. Maybe it's not fast. Where is he?
I don't.
Where-
Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's taking his time. He knows what's coming. He is well aware of what's about to happen to him.
Yeah, he's just like, oh.
He's turtling. And there he goes.
There we go. Oopsie daisy.
He never learns. Yeah.
Oopsie daisy.
The great equalizer, gravity.
This is not bad, though, for CBD. This is really not bad. He can go straight to Tower of Belfries now, go for the last Crucible Knight.
Yeah. What's CBD's next play here? Because he's at quite a disadvantage, and he's going to need to make up the difference somehow. That Bloodhound's Fang's still sitting in his back pocket.
Honestly, I would go, after Crucible Knights, I would go for Smithing Stones, Bellbearing 1 and 2. I think that wouldn't be the worst. You have Altus access. You can use the time to do that. Because then you can also grab the Grace for Tree Sentinel Duo later. And you have a little bit of a priority to Lanedale Capital when it comes to Morgott and Goldfree with that Grace. Also, the Sacred Flask charges. You can grab the Golden Seeds on the way. So a lot of pathing in this case, I think, would be worth it for Smithing Bellbearings 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then that kind of preps you for possibly doing incants only on Godric.
Yeah, you make a good point. Like, as much as Aggie has sort of dominated this early game a little bit, it seems like CBD actually has a lot of advantage going into the late game with that Altus access.
Yep, 100%.
I'm excited to see where he takes this.
And those are also like the small synergies that I think, a lot of players do or sometimes don't realize when they look at a board. When they're like, oh, okay, it's like these are a couple of dead ends, but realizing the small like synergies of, oh, this is kind of on the way. It doesn't necessarily complete the square, but it's still something I can prep ahead of time is
Yeah,
always
the
like
progress.
a good thing to keep in mind. Yeah, and Aggie marking duelist squares now. Center square is huge here. Has a diagonal. Has row 3 now too. Technically, kind of
Row 3
activated.
is looking scary, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, Gold Spirit Godfrey is kind of slow, for sure, but he's already killed 2 Remembrance bosses, so he's got the access to lane del if he wants it.
Do you think this might be a 2-hour match?
I think it depends on if CBD can get the blocks off or not. Which, I mean, CBD is a great player, so he probably sees the threats. I'm sure he can find some way to block. I could definitely see this going 2 hours. I mean, it's crazy how fast that these matches go, because I'm looking at the timer and I'm like, oh my god, it's already been 52 minutes.
Yeah.
And like, we're not even, we're still kind of just entering like mid-game territory here.
Yeah.
That was some good parkour from CBD. Great reaction time on the fall there.
That was interesting.
Fastest quit out in the West.
It would be very interesting for Aggie to go for Magnus and then actually just try and force incants only. I think that would be hilarious. That would be a fast bingo too in this case. Looks like that this would be CBD's last Crucible night, so he will be blocking column 5 and row 4 here. Looks like that Aggie is going for Dectus.
Yep. Which means that if he gets there before CBD can finish this up, Aggie may end up snagging an advantage on Altus, which would be very scary for CBD.
Nice little riposte here. I really wonder why he stays with the Blythe Greatsword here and not going for Bloodhound. Maybe
I don't know. Bloodhound seems like it would be the play.
Yeah, I agree. Especially since they had the money.
Maybe he just doesn't want to take the time to go back to Iggy and level up something different and spend, maybe he doesn't want to spend the runes also.
Could be. I think it's a nice trade-off personally, but I get sometimes not wanting to. Especially, I don't think he has the grace for AG from what I saw, but I might be incorrect on that too.
Could be leaving his options over for maybe incants. Maybe he wants to set up incants later on or something.
Possibly. I know some people also say like rolling through the airstrike is easier. But I'm telling you, man, jumping just seems better.
Oh! That deals so much damage.
And Josh actually having his first curse here, saying that you can kick the shield, but sometimes it doesn't go the right way. CBD blasted.
I mean, how can we really say who established the curse there? It could have been anybody. It's anybody could have done that. It could have been the chat curse. Who can say? Certainly not me.
Oh, we are having a BBK actually.
And he's starting off with the roar.
Huge.
I am so proud.
Nice little attack buff. I think it's like 20, 30 seconds. It's good though. It's good. If you hit your attacks.
Okay, that was a great and he's actually leveled some vigor. That's very nice.
A lot.
Means he can actually survive an attack here from the BBK.
A lot of damage. He's got to be careful here, not to get too greedy with these hits.
Yeah.
Where's BBK on the board? Really, going for column 1 here. Very interesting. Definitely not a bad pickup because he do block. I think in this case, actually, if Aggie does go for this and then goes for Magnus afterwards, he did block every single bingo for CBD, and he can just try and force majority in this case.
Yeah, he can just start going for the squares that are easiest to clear instead of having to think about lines. That's a great strat, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. And CBD died again to the Crucible Knight.
I've seen CBD have a lot of trouble with Crucible Knights in practice, and it's because they're just so punishing. You make a mistake against a Crucible Knight, and it's just game over.
Yeah. Pretty much, I would say kind of like with Bellburn Hunters, too. You make one mistake, they just blast you for that.
I mean, it really emphasizes the importance of having an HP bar that can tank a hit or two, for sure. Aggie's damage is not crazy here, but he can at least tank enough hits that if he makes mistakes, it's not it doesn't hurt him too badly in this fight.
In this case, I would say that the Royal Greatsword from Blythe would be useful here, just because of the gargoyles are weak to magic, and it does have inherent magic damage on that weapon, so that would be better in this specific case. But overall, I do think that the Godfrey Axe would outperform CBD's weapon. I mean, unless you actually level the intelligence. Here's the thing, that CBD did not level the intelligence, actually, for Blythe's weapon. So he doesn't actually even get the magic damage.
So is the L2 just horrible on it? Because I mean, like, I haven't seen it come out at all. But if he doesn't have the, does he not have the int requirement for it? Is that
he doesn't have the stat requirement to actually even do it.
Oh, so he's missing out on a whole, like, on half the weapon's damage then.
Yeah, pretty much the Ash of War is like frost build up too, which is actually really nice.
See.
Uh-oh. Hold on a second.
Oh, slow-mo.
Yo, a little bit of loading. Yeah, an extra feature from Bingo Brawlers is slow motion mode.
It's for that cinematic gameplay. There we go.
Being a little weird here.
Everything is working as intended. Don't worry.
What is going on? Yo, Amazon! Fix your stuff!
Greatest platform on earth.
There we go. All right, and we are back.
Okay. In that time, Aggie did manage to get the BBK kill, so congrats to Aggie. That's a nice column 1 block. He just needs the row 1 now to finish off his blocks required.
Yeah. There was a comment that I did think that was very interesting. Someone mentioned watching the bingo matches that, like, a lot of the times the player that levels health is the one that wins bingo, and I'm starting to believe that more and more.
Yeah, I mean, just having the ability to make mistakes and not have them end your plans, and you know, like a lot of time. I mean, if you think about all the deaths that have happened, like at this point, CBD's probably lost a lot of time just to dying.
Yeah. Looks like Aggie is grabbing that other Dectus half here, and I think going straight for Magnus. Going straight for Magnus. That's my guess.
We may see a little Magnus race here then, because it looks like CBD is just about finished with his final, whatever this guy's Crucible Knight. Hey, we got there. Here we go. Don't get tagged by the fire again.
Very nice. Dude, I rather jump over that than side roll. I don't know. I feel like jumping just feels safer. It really does. There we go. Last Crucible Knight for CBD on the board now.
Now we can start pushing some momentum in other directions. That's a really important block for sure.
It's a great block, but also it gives Aggie a lot of information too. As in,
yeah, tells him what he's been up to.
Yeah, it's like 3 Crucible Knights. It does take quite a while, so that is a not necessarily like a huge time investment block, but it does tell him like, okay, either I snapped him in a couple of squares and then he just did Crucible Knights, or he's been doing Crucible Knights this whole time. Either way, I've got some advantage. Also, in this case, I wonder if it'd be actually very interesting. Let's say hypothetically, Magma Worm Precipice would make sense for Altus Access at 40 minutes. What if, in this case, in Aggie's mind, Colossal Armament only on Godric, CBD already killed Godric, and then he sniped a Renala from CBD as well. That Crucible Knight's actually in Lanedale Capital that he just got. He could go for gold free now and Morgott instead, as like a bit of a pivot, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
You could consider, but I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, at this point, you know, Lanedale access is a big deal, and Aggie has it, and CBD doesn't have it right now. Mm-hmm. We've got 2 squares that are contingent on Lanedale access.
Looks like he is going for the smithing bell bearings, by the way.
That's probably a good play.
And Aggie going straight for Altus.
row 2, column 2 block.
Yeah.
I think right now CBD needs to focus on the blocks.
Yeah.
Unless he just wants to try and rush row 1. I mean, technically it is an option.
That's what I was thinking. I'd rather he go for Magnus, not just because of the block, but also because that's his last bingo line is row 1, and he could try and force that if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
Especially you have Magnus, right? You can go for Sacred Flask charges very easily with the Golden Trees in Altus, the double-double.
There's a lot of synergy there, yeah.
Right? And then also the Hero's Grave right afterwards. Get the double-double past Tree Sentinel. double again, and then you get the tree outside, past the merchant. That's 5 seeds. Then you get the 6th one near Warmface, and you can go straight to the Hero's Grave in Mount Gelmir. That's the quickest one with the chariots.
Yeah.
And that way you already are working towards the other 2 squares, and then Remembrance is the last one left.
Oh, we're seeing the skip.
A very nice skip. He did miss the other jump here.
Oh, okay. He got the quit out though. Let's see how many tries it takes. I wonder. Do you know how much time this saves?
Not an actual amount. I'm gonna say like 30 seconds.
So depending on how many quit outs this takes, he could actually lose time going for the skip.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
3 down. It's okay. He's got the 4th try. Here we go. This one's it. This is the one.
There we go.
Hey,
there
Caster Blessing. I'm making it a thing. It's happening.
It worked. It worked.
The Yojo Blessing. It's real, not a curse.
Yeah, Aggie could go for anything at this point. Like he has full control over the board. He has
He's got crazy pressure. Honestly, I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to that center square.
Yep.
I feel like that should have been done earlier.
100%, 110%.
They left it on the board for so long. They could have done it like right after the consumable only if they wanted to.
I mean, I've said it since last season. Center square is the most important square on the board, and then it's corner squares, inner squares, inner corner squares, and then outer corner squares.
Yeah, I mean, because every square. That you know what they say, every square is part of 2 lines, but the thing is that's not true for some squares. Like center square, it's 4 lines. It's 4 of them, and then the corners, the corner ones, those are 3 lines.
Thank you.
Math. You know what they say.
Yeah.
4 is more than 3, which is more than 2, and so gotta go
when
to
push comes to shove. That's bingo.
Go get them. That's bingo. And in bingo, you do want to get lines. That is,
man.
The goal is to get lines in bingo. It sure
get
is.
5 in a row. That's good.
Yeah. What's your favorite line in bingo, Dom? What's your favorite line?
Diagonals, 100%, because they're sneaky. They're hidden in plain sight, kind of a thing. Like, for some reason, even though people are aware of the diagonals, half the time they don't even see them.
They got like a stealth buff. They're using hidden body.
Yeah.
Unseen form. Sorry, unseen form.
Can't believe it.
Look, I'm a Dark Souls 3 runner at heart. Okay, you can't you can't expect me to know all these newfangled terms for the spells. Okay.
Though I still say RTSR anyways for Elden Ring when it's like Red Feathered Branch Sword, which is RFBS, which is not as cool.
RFBS. Yes, that's
RSTR just seems better.
Whoa, did you say RSTR?
Shut up. The buff.
Oh man, I add it to my cringe compilation. Adding it to the memoirs. What do you think about having? Okay, here's a purely hypothetical here in terms of bingo. If you parry the Margit that's an Altus 4 times, does that count for the Margit parry square?
I want to say no, because it's intended for the boss, but the word boss is not technically in the square, so I guess yes. But there would be no reason it would still be on the board when you have Altus.
Yeah.
So there is that.
Just makes you think, really makes you think.
Not really.
I'm telling you, that's the season 3 Margit parry strat. You parry that guy, and you lose the game immediately because you've wasted so much time.
Dude,
he's like 10 times tankier than the boss Margit too.
Yeah, imagine you rush Altus just to do that, and then that's your game plan. Everything beyond that is just nothing.
Yeah.
He was like, you know what, I did my
what is
job.
Aggie up to? Oh, he's going to Radon. Right? Is that what he's going
I
for
guess
here?
so. Yeah, I guess he's prepping it. But he doesn't have any incants.
No. I mean, he could just buy it from Corrin really easily. I mean, is the general consensus that Catch Flame is just the best incant?
Yeah, Pest Threads is kind of up there too, I would say.
I guess so, yeah. I guess
Pest
so.
Threads, Catch Flame.
Oh, apparently he's going for flasks here. That makes a lot. I guess he's going for that seed. And then he's also kind of prepping the Radon Grace here while he's getting the seed.
You know, Radigan's Ring of Light. That one's pretty good.
Is it?
No.
Let me tell you, when Gideon uses it, it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's freaking powerful.
Yeah, it's great. Gideon, what a boss! What a boss!
Wait, am I really that far behind? Whoa, hold on a second. Jesus. He just marked,
CBD just got the...
he marked that square, but he's still running through the... Oh, never mind. I'm an idiot. He was running out,
Oh.
not in.
Okay.
I was like, yo, this guy is zooming.
Speed. So he's actually... Okay, he's got another block. That's a really important block as well. Blocks two more rows, potential bingos. Now he's just got to figure out how to block row 3 and column 3 as well. That's going to be...
Yeah. I'd go for
I didn't
Magnus.
really think about that column 3 as well. Column 3 is actually looking kind of scary too. But yeah, I mean, Magnus, the fact that Magnus is still there at this point, I'm kind of surprised.
Well, honestly, it was really smart from Aggie in this case, thinking that, you know, the Magma Worm that CBD got was the Altus Magma Worm, and instead of trying to contest the Magnus square, which is the most optimal square for him to go for the Flask charges instead to force majority, I think is...
Yeah, because, you know,
play.
Magnus is a time investment, and it's also kind of risky. And he may just have other stuff that he thinks is higher value. You know, he doesn't need to go for it unless he wants to complete a bingo. But at this point, he's got advantage on majority, so he could just go for majority. Oh, the Deathrite Bird.
Dude,
The infamous Deathrite Bird. And he's still got, like, no HP for this fight.
Yeah. No Holy Pots either, which makes this even worse. That is not good damage.
I think there's a lot. I think that there is a lot to be said for leveling HP. I think that's something that definitely needs to be taken into consideration for all the players.
Also, I know for some reason, I don't think it's necessarily the meta per se, but a lot of players have been going with weapons that have, you know, physical / elemental attributes, and then only leveling the physical stats to be able to wield it, but then don't have the stat requirements for the magical effects as well, just to save money. But
They just want to get like a weapon online
Right.
as soon as possible.
But the problem with that is also like they're missing out on damage at some point, and
Yeah.
I think at some point it's just not worth it anymore.
Oh my,
You know?
that was close. He almost got tagged by the fire on the ground. Yeah, I mean, honestly, what I see like a lot of like really good runners do is I see a lot of people just find a weapon that has low stat requirements and stick with it, you know?
Yeah.
And then that way they just have the extra runes to invest in whatever they want to, whether it's a stat square or even just HP, honestly.
Honestly, even in this case, he has the Uchi. Uchi could do more damage. Just you have the bell bearings.
Yeah.
Grab a plus 12 Uchi.
Oh, this is a scary attack to avoid.
No, he's running. Oh, he did get hit by the
He
explosion.
got tagged by the explosion. The AoE. That is devastating. He was almost through it too. At this point, like, you know, with where I'm at with bingo, I don't know if I'm going for some of these like squares anymore. I might just go for lower risk squares.
Oh, 100%.
Like-
I'd go for the easy squares.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, whatever it's called, Deathrite Birds are just a disaster.
Yeah.
Just complete, especially on low HP, where you just can't make any mistakes. They're just a disaster.
Especially without holy pots.
Yeah, or like Sacred Blade.
Yeah. And it looks like Aggie is going straight for that majority that I was talking about. As soon as he blocks all of the squares, he's going to force majority because it is easier. He doesn't have to contest any squares or try to race CBD on any squares. He can just take his time going for Ritual Pots. After Ritual Pots, he might go for Tree Sentinel Duo or maybe go for Bell Bearing Hunters. Maybe even
I think it's a good
Puget
play.
Castellan, to be honest. Puget Castellan is like, it takes a while to get through, but it's a one-off boss fight rather than having to do 3 boss fights, you know?
Yeah, he's going for the lowest time investment squares at this point, which
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's just the safest play.
Yep. Ritual Pot's now on the board here for
Column 3
Aggie.
bingo is looking pretty good. He has a lot of options here. So now the question for CBD is like, does he go for blocks? Does he just try to contest majority? But I mean, he has to block if he wants the majority. So I don't know.
Yeah.
He's in a tough spot for sure.
He's currently 5 squares behind, which is definitely pretty devastating.
But we have seen these kind of like reverse sweep situations where somebody, you know, is able to just start like sniping. Especially if CBD can get a good weapon online. He could just have the DPS to get through boss fights faster.
Oh, and he's actually checking incants now.
Okay, here we go.
See what he has for options. I can't see half of it.
He looks like he didn't like anything there, though.
Yeah, all of them looked awful. There was Black Flame Ritual, but even then, like, it's, I guess, good for burning Radon, but having him stay in one place is going to be horrendous. I mean, actually, wait, hold on. Back it up. Think about it for a quick second. If you do Black Flame Ritual on Radon, you have the one attack where he stomps Leonard into the ground. He's circling around you anyways. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could pretty much cast
Black
it from
Flame
the very
is
beginning and just
Pretty
have him
nuts
burn.
against him as well because of his HP pool.
Yeah, and if you charge it, the circle is bigger too, so you can kind of cover a little bit more ground. So that actually might not be the worst play. A little bit of a time sink, I guess, in that case, but it wouldn't be the worst.
Wonder what he's checking next here.
I think he's going for Magnus. He's going to take the teleporter across.
Okay, that makes sense.
That would be my play. You take the teleporter across, run over, go for Magnus. I think he's checking incants to see if he could actually force the diagonal, I guess.
Yeah. And you know the only other way he could be going for incants is if he wants to go check Muriel, and then maybe start grabbing books after that. But
Yeah.
he may just decide that that's not worth it just yet.
And also, you could kill the lightning soldier that's walking around in Liurnia too for the Ancient Dragon book.
Oh yeah, true.
I think that gives you 2 incants.
Looks like CBD's trying to finish up this Deathbird here. This is the Weeping one, right?
Yes. This is the Limgrave one. This is the one that's right next to the Bell-bearing Hunter, Bernal. Aggie dying.
You know what's hilarious? I didn't even know this guy was here.
Yeah. So Bernal, just like if you're looking at Bernal's
long
hut,
has this guy
it's
been
like
here?
right behind him. He's been there since
Oh.
vanilla.
This is a modded playthrough, I'm pretty sure.
This is the one that gives you the blue feathered branch sword, so like better defenses when your health is full, which actually might be very useful in CBD's case for how low his health is. Does get
that was
slapped
cool.
the
Oh, he
hell
got
out of
tagged.
himself.
But he did get the kill, so he gets the square.
There it is.
Hopefully didn't lose too much in that.
There it is. There it is.
You mentioned Aggie died. I didn't see what he died to. What happened?
I think it was fall damage from the looks of it.
Oh, the great equalizer.
Yeah, he's going
Not
for Magnus.
even the thick HP bar can save you from the grips of gravity.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I'm not gonna lie though. Playing Elden Ring and then playing Lies of P, I have been blown away as to like how quick I take gravity damage. I'm like, what? Like, dude, my knees could handle that jump. Like, why am I taking damage here? I could do that.
Dom, I'm gonna tell you, I think you're overestimating your knees a little bit.
You think so?
I
At
think
my
you might
age.
be. Yeah, we're gonna hear about one day Dom just shatters his knees and nobody knows why. He was like, I should have been able to take that fall.
Damn
I know how
gravity.
fall damage works in real life.
Yeah, I start just like riding horses and just jumping off cliff sides.
He'll be fine. All right, how's Aggie's Magnus fight going here?
Why is my pony not double jumping?
It's the you know the glitch. It's just a bug. What do we got here?
Imagine going to Congress and being like, I'd like to talk about some future patch notes. Could we add, double jumping horses, please?
Get a petition going. We got enough people here. Surely we could get their attention.
I'm surprised that Aggie doesn't have a second rune arc to utilize here. That would be really useful in this case. He only has 3 minutes, but Magnus
when
is
you
not
invade,
super tanky.
Can you use a rune arc when you invade? I didn't think you could, because I know it takes away your rune arc
When you invade?
when you go into an invasion, right?
Oh, does it?
Yeah, so I think it must have removed his rune arc.
I barely do invade, so that's something I didn't know about, actually. I'm not, yeah.
Unless I'm just wrong.
No, I think you're right. I think you're
possible.
right. I do think you're right on that. Ooh!
Oh, no!
That's what I'm talking about, baby!
Oh, God. The Magnus Bonkus. He's been... It's devastating. The Magnus Special. Lion's Claw. The great front flip bonk.
This
Not
brings
even the
me back
HP bar can save him.
to the to season 1. I don't know. It was hilarious to me when like you just see chat being like, Gino's dominating, Gino's popping off, and then just seeing Gino die to Magnus twice. And I'm like, you know what? Everyone's there. It doesn't matter who you are. Magnus will take your number. He doesn't care.
Magnus, he knows. They don't call him Magnus for nothing. He's Giga Chad.
Dude's a menace. He's like Aiden, but worse, pretty much.
Yeah. He'll take you out.
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm low health. I don't care. I'll still do Lion's Claw. I don't.
Aggie is upgrading for good measure. He's making sure it doesn't happen again.
CBD going for the Hero's Grave, by the way.
Okay.
Not bad.
I think I mean, he has to, right? Like, that is something that it's a high priority for him. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen him go for Magnus yet. I feel like that is lower time investment, but maybe he feels like Aggie is going to get it first, or maybe he feels like it's just a higher threat.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, column 3 is a threat because if you get Hero's Grave into trio, that is definitely faster.
Yeah, he may figure that column 3 would be easier for Aggie to get than that diagonal, because he knows Aggie's already defeated 2 Remembrance bosses, which means he knows that he's likely going to have to do Radon within Cants, which is, not a super easy task. Whereas, Aldous Plateau Hero's Grave and Putrid Crystalian Trio is something he might be more well equipped to take on.
Yeah.
So he's sort of assessing the threat, recognizing that this one is a higher threat than in Cants only. So we'll see. And
nobody else but Josh would know exactly how to get through this.
We do not need to talk about this.
As soon as I started, you know exactly what I was saying.
Look, I have trauma about this Hero's Grave, okay?
The classic
season 1, dying to the chariot 5 times in a row. I will never forget it.
Oh, that was brutal. That was something else.
Versus Aggie as well.
Yeah, that was...
I still have nightmares to this day.
That was crazy. That was definitely one of the craziest turnarounds I've ever seen, where having a 4-minute advantage can turn into still fumbling. But hey, I've done it.
We call that the Yojo special. It's
call that Yojo blessing.
Look, I've got the caster blessing. I can bless people, but I cannot bless myself. Sadly, it is. It's the curse that I bear. Very sad.
It's a very honorable power, I would say.
But you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and say it. CBD, I think he's making it through this. He's making it through the Hero's Grave. He's not gonna get bodied by a chariot. See, he's already there. Look at that. Look at him go. And I'm sure the red dog is gonna give him no problems either. He's just a little doggo.
He's just a little guy. There we go, Magnus.
Magnus down.
He also gives Aggie a +6 Somber, by the way, which is really good too. So you can upgrade again if he really wants to.
It's a pretty nice Somber 6 for sure.
Yep. Is that the red dog? Dog with the red?
He is a dog. And you know what? I heard some deep lore about this dog earlier. I heard that he's actually the one that brought magic to Raya Lucaria. Very reputable sources. I think I heard that from Vati himself. Yeah,
that makes sense. He knows.
No, that's why.
How? Excuse me.
That was That looked like a good roll to me.
Excuse me. I think that was a curse. I think that was that a curse?
I think that we might be having technical issues. I don't.
Is this thing on?
I think,
Hello?
Oh, sorry. I forgot to mention the caster, the Yojo blessing. It works on a delay, so it probably just hadn't come into effect yet. I think that's
It's
probably
the blessing's region locked, and CBD is in Hawaii. It's too far,
He's in
so
Hawaii.
it doesn't transfer.
I don't have great cell service here, honestly. So it probably just hasn't gotten there yet.
4 to 5 business days for Yojo's blessing.
I can see that the blessing still doesn't have the little delivered tag next to it.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes. This time. Yeah, this is it.
And it looks like that Aggie is going for the Putrid Crystalline Trio now, which I do think is a good play.
I think that is a good play, yeah.
Especially with his weapon. I think the Regal Roar might actually stagger them even sooner.
That would be awesome. I want to see him walk in and just spam Regal Roar and just have them all fall down.
Yeah, I think, does the Regal Roar actually knock them down? Like knock them over? The initial slam down? It should, I think.
I don't know if it does before they're broken.
Nice stagger and riposter, by the way, by CBD. Huge.
Oh, the rare red doggo riposte. Love to see that.
Huge.
And there, see what I tell you? I told you the blessing was just on a delay. See? What can I tell you?
Very nice block. Very nice
It
block.
just works. So that is one of the. I mean, CBD needed that to stay in the match for sure.
Very
next, he's
nice
on
block.
he's on incants. I think he has to go for incants next, right? Unless he just wants to.
I don't know.
Rage.
I want to figure out where all of his levels went. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, where did all those runes go? Was it did he lose them in a fiasco with Crucible Knights maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
The Crucible incident?
It's a good question. I do want to see a Regal Roar here, though.
I can't help but notice that Aggie is not spamming L2 right now, and frankly, I have a big problem with that.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that's all about.
We're gonna have to have a talk with him after this match.
A little bit of chat. I just turn to like the HR department.
Aggie, we got your post-game report here, and we noticed you didn't press L2 very much. We're gonna need to see those stats pumped up in the next game.
Yeah.
All right.
Any other questions for me? No? All right, cool.
Oh, he's got the Scarlet Rot.
Get out of here.
We've got the double boss fights going on here with the Tree Sentinel Duo and Crystallian Trio.
The good thing here for Aggie is if he does get the riposte, he doesn't take any Scarlet Rot tick damage during that time.
He's got those iframes. Super nice.
Yeah, so even if you don't have any like boluses to get rid of it or any healing, you can kind of like delay the inevitable by constantly going for staggers or even just backstabs in that case. You don't have to get a stagger. You can just constantly backstab to utilize the iframes as much as possible.
And now he's just got that easiest Crystallian left. Just kind of rolls over with the R1 spam. He should have this in the bag.
Yeah, nice. That's going to be Aggie's 11th square. Tree Sentinel
squares
Duo
from
for
victory
CBD.
here.
Yeah, this is... There'll be 7 squares for CBD once he gets this. So it'll be 7 to 11. 7-11. Into a 4-square deficit, which he could still kind of catch up on if he like starts choosing correctly, pretty much.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is kind of scary in this Tree Sentinel fight because I think he's in one-shot range here with a couple of these attacks.
Yeah, 100%.
He's got 6 flasks left, though, so going into the easier Sentinel, he could probably feel pretty good about this. I feel like the Shield Sentinel's easier, right?
No,
the
torch
one.
one.
I mean, the torch one's easier is what I meant to say.
Yeah. So like half the attacks from the torch, if you just hug the body of the Tree Sentinel, they miss. They go over your head.
They just miss.
Yeah.
And then like the hitboxes on the Shield one are just like the size of Ohio.
Yeah, they're insane.
They will hit you. That's the thing about hitboxes, Dom. I don't know how many people know this, but hitboxes, they will hit you, especially when they're big. It's just true.
It's crazy.
For all you bingo fans at home, take note. It will do you a service in your future bingo games.
And a word from our coach, Josh. Hitboxes will hit.
Hitboxes hit. Lines are good. And some squares are part of more than 2 lines. It's just true. This is a good looking Tree Sentinel here. And Aggie's on the Tree Sentinel duo as well.
Yeah, I actually just noticed that too.
Look at that. I wonder who's got more damage at this point. I mean,
This is good for CBD though, because now Aggie's kind of wasting some time here. That's exactly what I was talking about.
This is what I was talking about earlier. Yeah. The counter sweep, where you snipe everything that the person in the lead is going for.
Yep.
Because at this point, you look at what Aggie has going on. You can predict that Aggie should go for the fastest squares just to knock out a majority as fast as he can.
Oh.
So at this point, I feel like Aggie's best play is to just finish out the line. Because otherwise he's susceptible to just getting sniped over and over again.
This kind of turns into, I feel like, when you're playing Wheel of Fortune and you're trying to get the letters before the other person does. So you're trying to guess the right letter. This is pretty much how bingo is the late game. You're trying to guess the correct square so you can light it up first before they can.
Wheel of Bingus. That is going to be next season. You got the Wheel of Bingus.
That'd be hilarious. Imagine, you have to spin the wheel on whatever square you get. That's what you have to do.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. And then if you land on the certain spot on the wheel, then you win a cruise to Cancun.
Dude, imagine. That'd be insane.
Yeah. Brought to you by, you know what? We don't have any sponsors yet. Sponsors, you could be the one to send one of our contestants to Cancun. Think about that.
That flawless BBK kill got me to Spain for the rest of the year.
Whoa, Spain! Oh my God!
Let's go!
I want a Ford Escape. Oh my God! I'm so happy. And Dom is going to be captaining the cruise. Yes.
Oh
he
God!
He will be at the helm of the cruise ship,
which
is
the
USS Domo, as they call it.
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay, I don't know exactly what CBD is going for here. Maybe he's going for the Grace with Radon. Aggie grabbing Stormwall here for parries. He's going to parry Bellbearing Hunters, I think. I think he's going for Bellbearing Hunters here.
Okay.
That would make a lot of sense anyways. In that case, it is interesting though because you have a lot of late game stuff left. So Ag is going for the last easy-ish thing that he can go for because Incans pretty much is not on the board for him. So Bellbearing
and everything
Hunters,
else is just gated behind other things.
Yeah, so he this is like the last easy thing, and if CBD could snipe that, things could get very interesting very quickly.
Yeah, and even after Aggie gets this, then they have to go for the stuff that's gated behind hard bosses. So if we don't hit that 2-hour mark first, we are going to see some late game squares.
Looks like that he's actually going to go for DTS cheese here with Stormwall, actually. Not going for Bellbearing Hunters. Interesting.
Looks like he wants to get into Lanedell and go for Gold Free maybe go for the Morgott Great Rune. Because with those, if he knows he has the advantage there, or he thinks he has the advantage there, then those are squares that he feels like he can guarantee.
Yep. No, I agree.
Because, I mean, with CBD's position, there's no way he beats him there.
I definitely agree. And CBD only has one Remembrance, too. So Aggie does have priority on Lanedell Capital. That's another thing. I think, like...
This is a good play.
Especially for, like, Season 1, it wasn't really that big of a deal for some reason. But in Season 2, for some reason, having access to Altus is huge. But having access to Capital sometimes is, like, winning, game-winning at that point sometimes.
It depends.
Because even if you have dominance over the board, if all of a sudden the last squares that are left are all like Lanedell Capital, you're screwed. The other person has priority.
Like Gold Free, Mini Moog, Fia's Champions. Like, there's all sorts of squares that could require you to go to Lanedell or benefit from going to Lanedell at least. Oh, he is trying to mid-shield parry this. This is extremely concerning.
He does get it. Hit, boop the snoot.
Wow.
There you go.
That is not an easy parry. Mid-shield parrying is not easy in this game.
Those
frames are awful.
Very close. So number 5 here from CBD, going to go and upgrade the Blythe Sword. Or actually going straight to Radon instead. Very interesting. So he's trying to get access to Valiant Gargoyles and Mimic, I guess, in this case.
That's not a bad play either. I actually think that might be CBD's highest pressure play in this situation, because there's no way he's making it to Lane Dell before Aggie, because Aggie has that remembrance advantage.
Yep.
I don't think CBD's done Godric yet, has he?
Nope.
So he would have to also fight Godric after this then.
Yep.
If he wants to go to Lane Dell. So there's no shot of that. He's he just wants to get to Nokron ASAP.
It's looking, yeah.
Unfortunately, though, Aggie is in Lane Dell.
Now, if the roles were reversed and CBD was in the lead, this would be a great play. 100%.
Yeah.
In this case, I don't think it matters exactly which way CBD goes or what he picks. This is pretty much if Aggie just keeps moving forward in the bag for Aggie, where he just gets gold free, gets Morgott, activates Morgott's Great Rune, and it's over if he doesn't pivot off.
I'm assuming that he is well practiced enough on these bosses where they're just going to be no problem. You know, the Morgott is like a boss that you see on speedruns, you know, consistently, so he should be very well acquainted with the moveset. I imagine it won't be any problem for him. Now, the Omen twins do stand between him and the Great Rune. So
oh, no.
The Omen twins I've seen be problematic for people before.
Really?
They can throw a wrench into things sometimes, for sure.
They seem like pushovers for the most part.
They can't. I think their poise is really low.
It's like 80.
So
right?
with a couple of like jump attacks, they usually stagger.
Yeah.
Problem though is if they both gang up on you at the same time, start to run into issues.
There's another perfect example where I think him pivoting to Bloodhound Knight or Bloodhound Sword would have been way better.
I'm very curious to know why he didn't, because I think he's got the stats for it already. At some point, he had the runes to buy the upgrade materials for it, so I'm not really sure why he chose to stick with the Royal Greatsword. Could have just been a drip decision, you know?
Maybe.
You really can't underestimate the value of drip. He's going for the classic Radon cheese that we know that he loves.
See, in this, if you had Bloodhound, this would be a piece of cake because you get the bleed procs. This is brutal.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think he can swing fast enough to get it on every single pivot, so he's going for every other pivot.
Yeah.
Yep. But, you know, as we mentioned earlier, not dying is faster than dying.
Very true.
And so the odds of him dying here are pretty low, I would say, as long as he can maintain the cheese without him getting out of it.
Aggie making his way downtown to Goldfree.
And he is walking fast as well. That is something that I would note. Faces are passing.
I was just about to say that faces are passing. We have the little orchestra here to our left.
It's true. It's true.
Blessing a tree. I think Josh used to be part of them with the blessing.
Absolutely. You did your research, Dom. I'm impressed.
I liked your resume. You know, I looked at it. I was like, this guy used to be a duder. He wants to come and talk. Hey, let's bring him on.
I've been known to enjoy a doot or two in my time. All right, let's check this Goldfree as well. We've got the Elden Chad weapon going up against Elden Chad himself.
It would be kind of interesting if there was like some weird secret buff that if you use the weapon that the boss is using, that you get like a little bit of bonus damage.
That would be very cool. It would be.
It would be funny. Yeah.
That's a great idea, Dom. You should be on consulting for Elden Ring 2.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to have a Radon 2.0 just because I love him so much.
Yes. In the DLC, we will see Radon Duo.
Dude, I genuinely want like Prime Radon before he fights Millennia. That'd be sick.
Yeah, we could see it. I mean, they have been. Oh no, CBD died. Okay, I caster cursed at him. I'm just gonna say it. I cursed him. The blessing. Don't tell CBD though. Just tell him it was Dom.
Sure, I'll take it. I'll take the fall for you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Don't ruin my reputation, okay? I got a reputation to maintain here as the guy that blesses the players like Aggie for sure. Definitely getting gold free down here.
Wow.
Okay, he did. Yeah, I mean, I said it as he got the kill, so I don't know if that one really counts, but you know what? I'll take it. The blessing is back, baby.
I honestly like I think you know, not to be necessarily negative in any way, but I do think in this case it is Jover. It is not looking very winnable in this case.
With the death to Radon there, I don't know what happened. I don't know why he ended up going into that phase transition. It's just I wonder if nerves got the better of CBD at the last second there. But that is devastating that he invested so much time into that kill and then it all fell apart.
Yep, it's a shame. It's a shame.
But I think CBD had some very like nice strategic plays in this match. And ultimately, you know, if I would give a post-mortem on, you know, CBD's strats or whatever, I would just say that, like, I think Vigor makes all the difference in this match. That's it. He levels Vigor, I think it's way closer.
Yeah, I really want to know where all that money went.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely so curious because he had a lot of money, but none of it went into health, it looked like, or at least barely any of it.
I know that this weapon does have pretty high stat requirements. I'm wondering if it was just because of the stats. And there he is quitting out because he didn't get the cheese.
Yeah. Didn't
get
the Morgoth fight. Enough.
My personal favorite fight in the game here.
It's a really good fight.
I think Morgoth, you know, didn't deserve to be a mid-game boss.
I genuinely, the first time I played through this game, I thought this was close to the end of the game.
Oh, I did too, absolutely. I mean, the air tree's right there, right?
Yeah, when I first got here, I was like, yo, I'm at the end of the game? I'm almost at the end of the game? That's crazy. And then it's like, joke's on you. You got to go travel to the other side of the country.
You got to ride on your horse for 18 minutes to get to the next boss?
And there's nothing really in between worth looking at.
That's what I love about bingo, is you don't have to see mountaintops. And final hit here on Morgoth.
Very nice.
See, caster blessing. What I say earlier, I said he was totally going to get Morgoth.
You pride yourself in your blessings. I'll pride myself in my curses. Like, that's just how it is. I genuinely love it when I curse a player. It sounds crazy, but it's so much fun. No. It's so much fun because it creates more, excitement, I think. So being like, hey, he might, screw this up, and then he does, and it's like, hey, cool. We got to watch some frustration. I think it's like part of like watching a movie, like it gets exciting, but then like it's a little dull. So you want something crazy to happen, so it gets exciting again. That's me. You know what I mean? I'll throw in the curse just to make that exciting again. I love it.
Look, I'm. What can I say? I'm the anti-Dom. Yep. Look, Dom will try to curse. I will counteract it with blessing. It'll just neutralize probably.
So, yeah, some good old little angel and devil on your shoulder action, pretty much.
Exactly. Oh, what do we have Aggie going for here?
He's going for Radon. He's going for the fourth remembrance as his last square.
Okay, that seems like a pretty reasonable play.
Seems a little bit faster than Morgoth's Great Rune.
Yeah. And it's one that I think is like, he definitely has more experience on Radon than he does on the Omen twins.
And the other thing you got to keep in mind, too, is that he already thinks that he's ahead on remembrances. And so even if he does lose this square, he still has Morgoth's Great Rune as a back pocket square. So this is just overall like a good play. Go for something faster. If you lose it, whatever.
Yeah. It's one that's like impossible to snipe, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what Aggie's going for here, is he's going for the unsnipeable play, which is like, that props to him. That's great strategy right there.
And CBD switching to the Uchi, by the way. Trying to get those bleed procs instead.
I think that's a very good play, honestly.
Yeah, there we go. Nice bleed proc already. 1400 damage.
You think he should switch as the fight goes on, as that bleed resistance builds? Because I know it's like an unupgraded Uchi.
Yeah. Probably after the second bleed proc, I would change over.
Yeah.
Would be my my move anyways. But then again, I don't think you can do that because in this case, I don't think he has enough strength to wield it one-handed, and you have to mount Torrent two-handing the weapon in order to like backswing.
Well, you can put it in your left hand and then switch hands, and it will two-hand it. And that's the only way you can two-hand something while you're on Torrent is by putting it in your left hand first and then switching. Yeah.
I did not know that actually.
Yeah, it's definitely useful information to know.
Yeah, very.
However niche that is.
Also,
okay, I want to point out the difference in the length of the HP bars here. Like, CBD has very, very little HP.
Yeah. Aggie getting a nice stagger here on Radon, by the way. Getting a lot of damage off.
Because he does have enough damage to properly, like, confidently deal with phase 2.
Yep. And,
but I mean, yeah, just like having the ability to not get one shot, I think, has made all the difference in this match.
And here we go. Radon for CBD is dead.
So he's cleared out the way to Mimic tier consumables only and Valiant Gargoyles, which I imagine is his plan.
But yeah, it's already too late, pretty much. But yeah.
Yeah, Aggie likely going to secure this Radon kill right here. And there it is.
That is his 4th remembrance.
And there's the dub with the 13 square majority. GG to Lil Aggie. Well played all around.
That was an interesting match. The board looks like it looks crazy, and for Aggie here, where it's 13-7. But keep in mind that CBD had a really solid game too. I think it's just the weapon choice that really bit him in the butt in this case, and also like some very, very unfortunate deaths that really caused him to delay on some of the areas that he could have really focused on, which is tough.
Yeah, Crucible Knights were a problem. Deathrite Bird, had a couple of incidents, and then definitely, by the time he got to Radon, it was already in a pretty rough spot. But the Radon deaths certainly didn't help as well. But I think his strats were really nice. I think it was just that he found himself in an unfortunate situation with the HP.
Yeah.
And with not having a lot of damage as well.
That HP was crucial. Absolutely crucial.
It's almost like he set himself up for an early game, like he set himself up for early game power to try and catch up, maybe. But just like because Aggie was so far ahead in the early game, it just didn't transfer into that late game that he needed.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I didn't realize we added a time finished screen, so give me a hot second here.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Let me just throw that. Oh, don't look at that, guys. Don't look at that.
You're covering my face. You're covering the moneymaker there, Dom.
I'm sorry.
Please.
I'm sorry. Covering the blessing?
Exactly. How are the players going to be blessed if they can't see my face?
There we go. All right. Fixed it.
Nice. That looks clean.
Very clean. All right, let me bring in Aggie here first. Aggie, GG's good, sir.
Yo, thank you.
GG, Aggie. Nicely played.
Looking at a solid 2 for 2 right now as your record for the round-robin matches. How do you feel about this match?
I feel like I played it pretty competently, besides the bird scenario in Stormville. That was a rough start, but luckily it didn't matter.
Yeah. Any specific lines that you were looking at? We kind of saw the diagonal. We saw also column 5, row 4. A lot of nice little synergies between all those different lines that could have caused some serious pressure for CBD. Did you see all those right away? Did you want to prioritize one of those specifically?
Yeah, so I saw at the start consumable only, duelist bosses, and caves. So I thought that was too good of a synergy to pass up on. So yeah, we rushed that, and then it seemed like he did it in the opposite order. I was going to do Bofa into Soldier of Godric. I think he did Soldier of Godric into Bofa, which is faster for the caves, but obviously not faster for the consumable.
Yes.
So we split those, and then after that, I started with a colossal weapon in my class, so I thought I would just rush Godric because there was a lot of remembrance-related stuff. And I got super lucky because there was a Hermit Merchant with Zweihander, so that just cut out all the setup for it, and I could just go straight there.
Yeah, I don't know if you realize just how close the Bofa kill was.
No.
It
was-
was
yeah.
like frame perfect on the enemy felled.
Ooh.
Like it was the exact same time on our side.
Yep.
It
Wow.
was very close, and that totally could have changed the outcome of the match for sure with that early game pressure.
Yeah.
No, I had no idea. I assumed he just did Godric first.
Nope. Yeah, he was right there with you, and it looked like you're both clicking at the same time, but you just clicked a tad faster, pretty much, is how that went. But overall, yeah, really solid late game. Taking control over the board, realizing that you had a lot of pressure, that you can go ahead and pretty much just go for the easy squares, take away everything that is like easy to grab for CBD to kind of keep up your pressure too, and forcing majority. I think overall that was really solid for sure. Let me bring in CBD here real quick too. Welcome in CBD. GG's, good sir.
GG's.
I'm waiting for my compliment on the Redonchis.
Oh, that was so cool, CBD. I was like, oh my gosh, how did he do that?
Yeah, a cheese so nice, you do it twice, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
That's definitely how that went.
I really like the part where you were behind him and then he turned right and then he turned left after that. Like,
Mhm.
oh,
Yes.
dude, I was freaking out, man.
Mhm.
How'd you
Yes,
feel
indeed.
overall about the match? Besides, some of the, I would say, unfortunate circumstances that happened throughout the match, is there anything in the early game that you were prioritizing besides the consumables?
No, not well. Earlier, I was pretty flustered on what to really go for. So it's kind of why I was really sporadic. If I were to do this match again, I would have probably done a lot less of the pathing that I did. But I mean, I was gonna kind of go for the colossal armaments only for remembrances, but then Aggie got it. Then after that, it was just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what I was doing, dude. I was just vibing, I guess.
What do you think of the timing on that Bofa square? Consumable only.
Yeah, that was I feel like I actually like I either clicked it or like it was like as soon as the mouse one was like being pushed down that the square got lit up. Because the timing on that, like if you would have like I thought I got it was the thing.
It was like frame perfect.
Yeah.
It literally
Wow.
was like frame perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how close it was. I'm like the timing felt right. Like you hit the mouse button and then like the square lights up and then I was like, wait, that's blue.
Yeah, it definitely was a tough starting point. We did have one thing that we were kind of curious, by the way, is sticking with the Royal Greatsword. By the way, you did get Bloodhound Fang from Makar. Was there ever a thought of transitioning over to that weapon instead, or were you just like, okay, I kind of already stat dumped for the Royal Greatsword, even though you didn't go for the intelligence portion of that weapon? Do you just stick with it for the rest of the game because you already upgraded it, or like what's the thought process there?
I mean, I feel like I thought it was fairly obvious, but I guess people kept on asking me in my chat about it. But like one, it was already upgraded. Two, I already had the strength for it. Three, I guess it would have taken not a long time. It just would have taken more time to upgrade the Bloodhound's Fang, even though my runes were scarce. 4, my HP was terrible.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to go for Magnus or whatever, then my HP needed to be higher. 5, I don't think it would have helped me on any boss really. I mean, like maybe Tree Sentinel Duo, but to my knowledge they have slash resist, but like for I don't know about Death Raper, I don't know about the Crystallian. I mean, I'm not sure it would have helped me really at all.
Gotcha.
Yeah, ultimately, it seems like the HP was like probably the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Just because like being in one-shot range on like every fight.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I didn't really. Did I die too much? I guess I died once to Death Raper, but that's about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there were a couple of deaths. I think throughout the.
Oh, and
It was like
Rebels.
Crucible Knights, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Crucible Knight early on.
Yeah.
Forgot about those.
Yeah, but yeah, that was one thing that we were curious about too, because obviously Bloodhound Knight, and I mean, in my opinion, anyways, it would outperform the Royal Greatsword. So even if it did maybe cost a little bit of extra money to get that online, I think it would have been a bit more beneficial. That's why we're I guess curious as to why you stuck specifically with the Royal Greatsword.
I think for most of the bosses in the game it would be better, but I don't see how it would have been like that much of a difference for this game.
Yeah,
personally, I guess.
I got you. No worries. Was there like a specific line, by the way, that you wanted to prioritize when you started the game? Was there anything specific that you're looking at?
No, not really. No, not at all. I was kind of gonna be going and getting squares and then seeing how things played out naturally, I guess, because pretty much every single square had something, or every single line had like Altus in it or something, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, had a
There's a
little
lot
bit.
of game stuff on this board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we
Out
did
of
see
curiosity.
the. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, out of curiosity, did either of you feel particularly blessed or cursed by any sort of outside forces on any of your fights by chance?
I believe I had an incident with a certain Magnus. Yes.
That was not me. Let me tell you. Just want you to know, just for the record, that was definitely Dom.
Yeah, you can blame me. That's
Okay.
fine.
I had a feeling.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
pretty
it's
special stuff.
those outer forces kind of playing some tricks. Josh claiming that he is the blessing caster in this whole.
What can I say? I have a perfect record, except for when I don't.
But yeah, GG's to both of you guys. We do have to move on to the second match of the day, but I really appreciate both of you playing. It was a great match to watch. GG's to both of you, and best of luck next week with your match. Aggie moving on with a 2-2 record, and then CBD I think a 1-3. So we'll see how next week goes.